Hello, my name is Jingo Nelly, and today we are going to be joining an ICT class. So before we join the class, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Among other functions of the organization. Though you might have noted that whenever you're looking at the business functions, they're mainly four: sales and marketing, manufacturing production, finance, and accounting, then human resources. They are the four major business functions that we have in most of our textbooks, especially to do with the management perspective. Then we look at an information system briefly, and we define it at this level. The key things we look at under the definition are, we look at it from the point that it is a set of interrelated components that do the four basic roles in data management. Those roles are collection of data, processing of data, storage of data, and the dissemination of that data, or what we call distribution. And all this is done to support decision-making and control in an organization. At this level, I know you're aware that as we talk about decision-making, we are mainly relating to the fact that every organization wants to make this informed decisions. And because it wants to do that, you'll find that it takes a lot of effort in trying to get the right information that helps it make the right decisions. Information systems may also help managers and workers to analyze problems, visualize complex subjects, and create new products, like you can see on my screen. Those are words that those are some of the roles that we think information systems all periodically to help them really run business normally. Analyze problems. My network is a bit bad, you'll forgive me for that. Analyze problems. In India, we're looking at making a deeper interpretation of the problems. Visualize complex subjects. Then create new products. That is the innovation and invention that we kept talking about when we met. Then other scholars have defined IS as a set of interrelated components, that is hardware, software, data, people, and communication networks that work together to collect data, process, store, and disseminate information to support the management and decision-making functions in the organization. It relates to the other one. Look at the interrelated components, that's the hardware, software, data. And as the interrelated components work together, we are still looking at it from the perspective of data collection, data processing, storage, and dissemination of information. All of these are geared towards supporting the decision-making process in an organization. However, this guy adds the aspect of feedback that helps the organization meet its objective. Okay. Thus, an information system is a system which provides information to support decision-making in an organization. It is a system. Maybe, I think last week when we were in class, I inquired from you what a system is, and we agreed that a system is just a way of doing things. But we also look at it from the fact that it is methodical. It has a particular order. It is chronological. So all of that, when you look at it from that perspective, you know that is the whole meaning. So we are saying it provides information to support decision-making in the organization. It's an integrated system of man and machine. Man means people, and machine for providing the information to support the operations, management, and decision-making functions in an organization. Ayebare, please mute. Shivan, mute your mic. Ayebare Shivan, mute your mic, please. My network? Yeah, but I told you, but I'll try to get up to speed. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So we are saying that an information system is an integrated system of man and machine. By man, we mean people, and machine for providing the information to support the operations, the management, and the decision-making functions in an organization. I think some of the words that we are using here are clear. Man and machine, providing the information to support the operations, the management, and the decision-making functions in the organization. The functions we talked about, accounting and finance, sales and marketing, and the other two. Then a system based on the database of the organization evolved for the purpose of providing information to the people in the organization. And the other thing we can look at from that point is what we call a computer-based information system, where for all the things we've looked at, we add the computing abilities to every other thing. Okay. Then we have information.
Yes.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Shedrick.
So I was inquiring. The other point of where you said we add up the thing of computing. So it means all software as an organization we use the element of computing, such as for the case of accounting. Now there is computerized accounting. Now for the case of finance, I think it's now everything is done through the use of a computer. Even if it's marketing, I look at the aspect of digital marketing.
Yes, as long as it involves what we call computer-based methodologies. You're involving apps, you're involving software, you're involving technology. We are now looking at that from a point of computer-based information system. That means the information system runs on a computer facility or on a technology-based facility. That's where it qualifies to be called a computer-based information system.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Cedric. Okay. We are saying that information systems and processing tasks. And the question you could ask yourself is, why do we look at processing tasks here? The processing tasks are tagged on the ability of the organization or the computing infrastructure to be able to deliver what we require as an organization. We must be able to tag it onto what is it that we can take on as an organization and what can it do for us in the long run. So in any organization, small or big, a major portion of the time is used for the collection, for the processing, for documenting of data, for the people. I think I mentioned that with Group A, where I said that you'll find that the percentage of the time that we spend as an organization is spent on mainly data management, collection, processing, documenting of data, disseminating. About 60% of the time that we have in the organization is spent on that. It's spent on that mainly. That is why we pay a lot of attention to how data is managed and what we think information systems can do to help in easing the process of data management. In order to get a better grip of the activity of information processing, it is necessary to have a formal information system. Formal information system. By formal, we mean it is structured. It is structured, which should take care of the following. One, the system should be able to handle voluminous data. Voluminous means large amounts of data. It should be able to provide for the confirmation of the validity of data and transactions. Then it should provide for complex processing of data and multidimensional analysis. Then it should ease the quick search and retrieval of data. Then it should also provide for mass storage of information, communication of the information system to the user on time, then fulfilling the changing needs of information. The changing needs look at the dynamic nature of the information. When we look at data and information, we look at it from the fact that data represents unorganized and unprocessed facts. And we are saying it is usually static in nature and can represent a set of discrete facts about events. These are things that we saw in ICT2 data information, if you remember, topic 1. Data can also be defined as streams of raw facts representing events occurring in organizations or the physical environment before they have been organized and arranged into a form that people can understand. That is now the information that we are talking about. By the way, can you hear me? All my network is bad.
Yeah, here.
Someone okay. Okay. In a way, we can say that data is also a prerequisite to information. That one I think you know. Why do we say it is a prerequisite for information? Someone can tell me. Why do we say data is a prerequisite for information?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
For that case, as you said earlier on, remember data, these are just raw facts. Raw facts that have got no meaning to the user. So
yeah,
as you know, where the data processing cycle, we have the input, processing, and the output. Usually after we collecting the data, we first analyzing, that's analyzing in form of processing, then the output is in form of what? Information. So actually, minus you obtaining the final information, have to go through a series of data analysis, all that to obtain the final information. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Cedric. Thank you.
Okay.
Hope everyone got that. We call it a prerequisite because without the data, we cannot have information, and without the steps that Cedric was talking about of the collection, the processing, and all that, we only get information because something has been done to the data. Thank you so much, Cedric. That was good. We move on. Information is data that has been processed into a form that is meaningful and useful to human beings. It can be considered as an aggregation of data. Aggregation is you bring pieces of data from various sources, bring them together. That is when we can talk about information. That means when we bring them together, meaning has been drawn from all of them. We have processed them into what we call patterns and that kind of thing. That is when we say we have information. And here we say it makes decision-making easier. Look at it from the perspective of, I have raw facts, but we've turned them into patterns. We have graphs drawn. Decision-making is now easier because data has been summarized. That is what this particular bullet means. Information is unorganized, meaningful, and useful interpretation of data, such as a company's performance, a student's academic performance. When you look at it from a student's academic performance, you will have courses done, you'll have results obtained, you'll even have the CGPA that has been obtained. The CGPA could be a summary of your whole performance. If you have a 4.5, automatically you'll know that is a first class. That is already summary information. Whereas I can also look at it from the different performance indications of maybe you've done statistics, you obtained a 70, you've done ICT2, you obtained an 80, you've done EPM, you obtained a 68. When I look at all those, then I compare them with the CGPA. My decision as a student or as a guardian actually becomes easier on the progress of that particular student. That is why we are saying it is useful and capable of giving a certain meaning to the intended user. Okay, are we still together?
Yes, we are still.
Okay, thank you. Look at it from this now. Data, look at name and salary, where we say Kasim earns that, Jamila earns that, Muthu earns that, Mary that, Lamoy earns that. With the information that we might be able to get after processing this, briefly, what are the number? How many employees are we talking about? 5. The average salary is 2,940. The total salary for all of them is 14,700. Who earns the highest salary? Kasim. The lowest salary is 1,900 earned by Lamoy. So that is just briefly how we can obtain various meanings out of the data to help us take decisions as managers in an organization. Still on data, it is based on the example in the above figure that we've looked at, where we can understand that records inside every attribute under the data item do not give any specific meaning. That is what we looked at, and that is what Cedric was talking about, that before we make meaning out of data, we can't say we have data, we have information, sorry. It is not until we draw different meanings, patterns, trying to find out the different perspectives that we can now say we have information. After going through processes such as addition, ordering, combining, manipulating, and so on, many kinds of information can be produced. The kinds of information that we can look at here are, look at from just this simple data set that we have here. We can ably know how many employees we have from just an unknown look. We can also look at average salary. Average salary means we've added all of them together and divided by the number of employees. Then the total salary is just obtained by addition of all the salary obtained. Then the highest salary, Anna, who is Kasim, and the lowest salary, and which is 1,900. Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me just put something right here. We were saying that when you look at the data here and the information, there's a lot that you get from it, and that is where I had ended. After going through processes such as addition, ordering, combining, manipulating, and so on, many kinds of information can be produced. The information generated is not limited to a certain form. That is why I said you'll find graphs, you'll find charts, you'll find texts, you'll find reports, whatever you want to have can be obtained, and that is usually to the interest of the users. Activities in the information system, that one I think is very clear to all of us. If you remember, that is something you must have seen also in ICT 1, where we are saying that there are 3 functions that are required to produce information needed to make decisions, control operations, analyze problems, and create new products and services. We have the input function, or the input activity, the processing activity, and the output activity. In the input, you can have from the environment, you have suppliers, regulatory agencies, and you'll find that in the process of managing this data, there are 3 areas that we consider. There's what we call the inner circle. That is where the organization is. We consider the outer circle, where you look at the immediate environment. Then you also usually look at the outer, the far environment, where you look at the far-reaching effects, where you could easily consider the global environment. The immediate environment could be that suppliers, customers, government, but the global environment now gets into other factors that are not easily in your reach, but they affect you as an organization. So basically, that is it. In the input function, it captures and assembles the elements that enter the system to be processed. What we've collected from everywhere, suppliers, customers, the environment, competition, whatever you want to call it. When we assemble those elements together for processing, that is done at the input function. That is where we have raw data from within the organization or from its external environment, and that is where it is captured and collected. You look at an illustration is collection of details of students attending a course at MOOCs. This collection needs to be processed and analyzed for meaningful use. When you look at a course like ICT 2, for example, it is done by almost all programs done in MOOCs. BBA, apart from BBC and BOIM, you look at it from human resource, from arts and economics, BBA, BCom, whatever you want to call it. All of those programs do a course called ICT 2. But it doesn't make any meaning for us to just know that programs do ICT 2 without us making that relevant meaning out of the courses they do. Then the processing function, where we are saying it is the transformation process that converts input into output. That is, we are now moving from just data. We want now to see that data becoming information. That is where we are saying it is a transformation process that converts data, that converts input into output. The output is what we desire. That is what we desire as users, as stakeholders, as the guys that require the information. Processing converts all changes raw input data. For example, the collection of details of students attending a course into a more meaningful form. We are looking at summaries of the students by course, maybe by program. And here we are looking at it from the perspective of a district. Then the output function. The output function transfers transformed elements to their ultimate destination. Output transfers the processed information to the people who will use it or to the activities for which it will be used. The output function here also covers dissemination, or what we call distribution. The key question to answer here is, who needs that information and when do they need it, in what form? Some users will need it in form of graphs. Some users will need it in forms of just mere reports, text reports. Some users will need it as charts. So depending on who needs it and why they need it, that is where you'll be able to produce output of that nature. So the other element that we could look at here is control.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
I wanted to inquire, sir,
Yes,
on that point
Cedric.
of the output function. On that point of the
Yes.
output function, you were like, through this we look at the distribution, how data is being distributed.
Yes.
So can I look at can I look it in a perspective of being distributed in form of a hardware, then software?
No.
In form of software, because some people prefer data in form of software. Yes.
Are you talking about soft copies or hard copies?
And other people prefer.
Cedric.
Yes, hard copies and soft copies.
Yes, all that is under distribution, but as long as it is from the data that you input in trying to get people to take decisions based on your information, it's very okay. Hard copies, soft copies, it's okay. However, what I wanted to bring on point here, Cedric, is if I am outputting that data, some people will need it as graphs, for example. You know graph, right? Some will need it as just a text report.
Yes, I know.
Text, text words. Then some will draw meaning easily from charts. So that is what I meant from the output.
Okay.
Okay.
I get you, sir, then. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Then we have a control activity, or the control function. This involves monitoring and evaluating feedback to determine whether a system is moving towards the achievement of its goals or not. Control means we check every now and then if our system is still what we want it to be, every now and then. Yeah. So every now and then we evaluate and try to check if our system is performing the way it should be performing every now and then, for us to be able to get what we want. Remember that every time the system is not doing what it's meant to be doing, there's also an effect on the information that system outputs. That's where we shall find ourselves having errors in the information being gathered, and the errors usually are replicated into the decisions that are made every now and then. Okay, then we have the feedback function. If you remember, let me just take you back a little bit. When you look at our figure here, there's a feedback loop here. where you have input, processing, output. Then there's a loop from output going back to input, clearly looking at feedback. So that's what we are looking at here. When we talk of feedback, we mean information about the performance of a system. Information systems require feedback, which is output that is returned to appropriate members of the organization to help them evaluate or correct the input stage. That's why we say there's need for us to monitor every now and then. Then the computer-based information system, where we look at, we say that is where we have elements of software, hardware, databases, procedures, all of those run by people. And in our definition, we are saying it is an organized combination of people, hardware, software, communication networks, and the data resources that collects, transforms, and disseminates information in an organization. Transforms is processing, dissemination is the output function or the distribution. Yeah. So there are functions, for about 6 functions, where we have hardware, software, telecommunication, databases, procedures, and people. Those are the different elements which, when brought together, they help us perform the functions of data management. Are we still together?
Excuse me, sir.
Are we still together?
Yes, we are.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you. We continue. I'm suggesting that we stop. When should we stop? Sylvia or Cedric, Diana, whoever. When do you want the lecture to end?
So let's utilize our time if we are stopping at 7:30 and then till 7:30 because we don't have time in this semester and we have to revise. So
Okay.
the earlier the
Okay, Cedric, are you were saying?
Yeah, so I'm also taking our opinion because since this semester is short, at least we want to utilize this the small time we have because we want to make it at the climax. That's my suggestion.
Let me see what I can do, especially with my bad network, but I'll let you know. Okay. Let me just rush through. We have hardware. We were looking at the components. Where we have hardware here, so we have data. We were looking at it from the perspective of being the input that the system takes to produce information. We have hardware. We know what hardware is. A computer and its peripheral equipment, input, output, and storage devices. Hardware also includes data communication equipment. Then software, a set of instructions that tells the computer how to take data in, how to process it, how to display information, and how to store data and information. Then hardware and software, telecommunication, sorry. Hardware and software that facilitates fast transmission and reception of text, pictures, sound, and animation in the form of electronic data. Telecommunication is mainly it's mainly to help us disseminate that information, passing it on from one entity to another, from the source to the destination. Then people, information system professionals and users who analyze organizational information needs, design and construct information systems, write computer programs, operate the hardware, and maintain software. Then procedure looks at the rules for achieving optimal and secure operations in data processing. And procedures also include priorities and the way things are done, the methodical process. Information systems versus IT. I think that information systems is just a go-between. I want you to look at that figure that you have on your screen, where you have information technology to embed hardware, software, databases, networks, and other components. Then the information systems are just in between. Or when you look at IT, we use it to build information systems, and the information systems helps us to arrive at the payroll systems, the inventories, marketing systems, and the different kinds of systems are embedded on information systems. So talk about an information system. It must have an underlying mother system that we look at as an information system. Usually when we look at an information system, we are referring to what we call an enterprise resource system. An enterprise resource system, which when brought together, it gives rise to all of these different systems here. Okay. This I can skip for now. Some of these things you'll read, and as you read, they're just foundations for information systems. Some of these I don't want to spend a lot of time. The purpose of information systems, why do we need information systems? And we look at it from, for example, the business side. The businesses use information systems to make sound decisions that we've already seen. Also to solve what we call complex problems. The complex problems could be maybe how are we managing our customers? If customers are complaining too much, it could have a very big impact on our business. And as we strive to solve those problems, we are likely to employ the abilities of what we call customer relationship management systems that help us to keep touch with our customers and also to take their feedback every now and then. Then businesses can only say, or businesses can only delight in information systems if they're able to gather correct information efficiently. By the way, there are two words that we use every now and then, and we use them interchangeably. There's a word efficiently and there's word effectively. I want you to get the difference between those two words very well, such that you don't confuse the two. Sometimes you use them interchangeably, though it doesn't imply that one must always be used in place of the other. So here we are using gathering correct information efficiently. Efficiently has a lot to do with the cost. How much am I putting in versus how much am I getting out? Effectively has a lot to do with the period taken to get what I want to get. Then another way we look at information systems from the business perspective is the ability to store information and the ability for us to use that information that has been stored within the information systems. The purpose of information systems is to support these activities, the activities of data gathering, the activities of data storage, the activities of information use. Information use gets into dissemination, decision-making, and whatever you want to call it. The examples of information systems that organizations use, there's what we call an IPPS. This is used by the Ministry of Public Service to manage all the public servants in Uganda. Then Integrated Financial Management Information System, IFMIS, that is used by Ministry of Finance in Uganda. Then Computerized Lands Management System, that is Ministry of Lands. Health Management Information System, that is for the Ministry of Health. Local Government Management Information System by the local government. Academic Information Management System was for universities. Yes, please, I hear. Yeah?
So we have migrated from IPPS to Human Capital Management System.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for that correction. You've migrated to which one? What is it called? Capital?
Human Capital Management System, HCM.
Thank you. Okay, Human Capital Management System. Mark that, guys. Human Capital Management System. It's no longer IPPS, it is Human Capital Management System. Let me put it here before I forget. Human Capital Management System. Thank you, for that correction. Then Local Government Information System. These are like systems that we use that we even have a touch with as Ugandans. AIMS actually was used by universities, public universities. And we have academic registration information system, ARIS, still by universities usually, and some secondary schools, I think. Teacher management information system, electronic court case management system for the judiciary. So many systems are in existence. However, I have a question. These systems exist, but we need to know, or do you know, the level at which these systems operate? For example, MM, let me ask you a question. MM, Human Capital Management System. Does it provide for all the levels of management, or it provides one level of management?
So that handles almost all activities. It
From
is,
the strategic to operational?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, that is now what we call almost an ERP. That it looks at the management function from the operational level straight up to the strategic level. Thank you very much. We move on.
So we have to appreciate that it handles the management control, human resource planning, time and attendance. It looks at retirement and pension management, trainings, development, then grievance handling, leaves and absence management, performance management, payroll and deductions. It is actually rich.
It is comprehensive. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is actually, when you look at your submission, you'll get to realize that even the person at the lowest end of just a mere clerical staff can interact with it. And from that information can be submitted. Thank you for that submission, Then going forward, look at, by the way, is my network still bad? Or like, I'm now a bit clear? Okay, thank you.
You are fine.
Okay. Then when we look at, I think I drew a triangle when we were learning in class, where, and you remember this triangle very well. You've seen this triangle in POM, you've seen this triangle in SM, you've seen this triangle in marketing, you've seen it almost in about 8 courses. It is not the first time you're seeing it. Look at it critically. We are looking at the different levels of organizational management. And after looking at those levels, we're also looking at the kinds of information systems that could easily come in to blend the activities that are done at that level, at every level. The lowest level is operational. The middle level is management, or what we call tactical. Then the uppermost is what we call the strategic level of management, where we have the senior managers, what we call the executive level. And in the middle level, we have what we call middle managers, the guys that do what we call middle level decisions. Then at the lowest level, we have what we call operational managers, guys who manage the day-to-day activities of that organization or of that unit within an organization. Then go down to the the lower bit where we look at the different kinds of systems. You will find that the operational level has usually many systems that help it. Can someone tell me the reason why? The operational level of management seems to have the biggest number of information systems that are used there. What is the reason? Yeah? Cedric?
Yes, sir.
I
think the reason as to why we have so many actual departments at the operational level, this is because they are more of I think they provide more of the output to the stakeholders, such as if customers come, don't expect a customer actually to be served by the middle managers. That's actually a bit of the day-to-day managers who will handle the customers' orders, complaints, paying off of debts, receiving of orders, and so many. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Someone else? Thank you, Cedric. That was a good one. Someone else? Agwang, editor? Editor Maureen. Someone else has a submission? Guys, we are 74 in class. Yeah? Okay. You as you read, you'll find. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Good
Yes,
evening,
Catherine
sir.
Morunji. Good evening. How are you, Morunji?
Yes,
Yeah.
according to me, I think the reason why this lower level has a lot of these activities, sales and marketing, because it deals locally with human resource. Very many people can access this level, and at the same time, they can't really go to be helped by those strategic managers. You know, those people are always highly after getting appointments. So these people, they are always there. Yes,
Thank you.
to
Morunji,
help.
your submission is not different from Cedric's submission. But thank you. Someone else has a submission? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Frida.
Hello?
Frida, yeah?
Me, I think because like these people in the operational level, they're the one who identify the issues in the organization, like the issues affecting the workers, of which the higher level managers are not aware about. So like they handle most of the issues, and maybe they forward them to the higher level managers so that for easy decision.
Thank you, Frida. Let me say this going forward. I posed that question before you, Cedric. Hold on a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Cedric, just hold on there before I forget this. You're going to get into a scenario where a question like this might arise, and it is a very good question. If I set a question that requires you to explain why the operational level of the organization must be treated with utmost importance, you need to have answers, everyone. Are we together, guys? We can have as many as 30 submissions. At least we've had about 3 already, but you can have many.
Help repeat the question.
No. I said, what I could easily ask a question in terms of why is the operational level of management one of the most important, and why does it require great attention within the organization? I want you to have a very good idea in there. When we get back for the real time, for the face-to-face classes, we shall discuss that question a little deeper so that we understand. Senator Patrick, you have something? Yes, Patrick. Patrick?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Nothing.
Yes. Patrick, you have nothing to say. Cedric, you had something? Aluma, Cedric?
At that level, I think it's...
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Actually, my opinion, this is because at the operational level, that's why they implement what was being developed at the top level managers. Remember, at the top level, at the strategic level, that's why they develop. Then after developing, operational level manager.
I like the way you're thinking. Thank you very much, Cedric. That is a good one. Someone had a hand. Doreen, I think Doreen.
Developed by what? By this money.
Yeah. Thank you, Cedric. I get you. Hope people are jotting down those different submissions that were made. Doreen, you have something for us? Doreen, unmute and speak.
Okay, thank you, Sam. What I'm thinking is at this level, much of the critical work is done. And,
hey, Doreen, say that again.
Like at the operation level, it's much of the critical work is done.
Thank you very much. Guys, Doreen, a minute. Mark that. Doreen, hold on. Pause it there. Mark that. Okay. Most of the critical work is done at the operational level. Critical, especially to do with the business existence. Hope you get my word. Thank you very much, Doreen. You were still saying?
Yeah, no, just adding on, like, if things go wrong at this level,
it may be hard or it may be difficult to correct them at a later stage.
Thank you very much.
Thinking.
Thank you very much. That is a good one. Yes,
Yeah. I'm also looking at the operation level. Since we look at most of the technical work being done by the majority at the lower level.
Yes.
And when you look at draw a triangle to the extreme right, from the extreme right tending to the left when it's small, they need less tactical skills and more technical skills, and so the number tends to be big lower than the people in the middle, where we shall realize tactical work being done and interpersonal relationships being encouraged, because these people here will have to manage the lower ones, supervising the operational level people. So technically, people at the lower level support most of the work to be
accomplished.
To be addressed, but yes, to be accomplished.
Yes. Thank you very much, You guys are exciting now. The class started like a dull one. Yes, hello, Harriet. Thank you. Harriet, Johan, speak, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. But for business survival is determined.
Excuse me.
The managers manage.
Excuse me.
Nick, someone is speaking.
Excuse me.
Nick?
I'm asking. Nick. I didn't understand Monge's question. Can you please repeat the question?
What didn't you understand?
Monge's question.
It was not a question. He was
Monge wasn't asking a question. He was actually submitting, Nick.
He was submitting, and I didn't understand anything from his submission. Can he repeat?
Monge, come on. Please come back and repeat for Nick. But what I summarized from Nick from
it is Mansul.
I think it was that you're referring to as Muonge, not so? What he mainly brought in is the aspect of the technical skills versus the kind of work that is done at the lowest level and the work that is done at the highest level. So there's more attention paid to the lower level because of the skills that are required there. I'll give you an example, guys, just for us to understand this a little better. I don't know if any of you owns a carpentry workshop, but you don't know how to really do carpentry or joinery. Whom are you going to pay attention to in your carpentry workshop? You're going to pay attention to the guy that physically does the carpentry work, the joinery, the woodwork, because he knows how to do it. The customer is only going to be satisfied by the physical product that he's going to carry home. So that is I think, what Mwonge was trying to tell us. I think it was So Nick, basically that was a summary of what he said, if I'm right. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yes, let's go on. We're about to wind up. I think, Anthony?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, let's hear from Anthony first. Cedric, please, mute. Cedric, first mute. Yes, Anthony?
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Sir, it's at the lower level management, whereby top level management decisions are put into practice to enable an organization achieve its goal or objectives.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Everyone is right. Are you marking those points, by the way? Me, I'm already taking them down, and that question is a must come. Sylvia?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sylvia, talk to me.
For me, what I think, it's most of the work I think done at a lower, these people are the ones that are doing the daily to-day work. So it is clear, so these people at a lower level, they tell it, the top level management to make the correct decision. So they consider what they have done and they say, let's do this and support what is being done. They
Okay, I didn't get you.
If they are not
Your network
supported,
is Sylvia.
I'm saying if they, yes.
Your network is breaking.
What about here?
Yeah, it's okay now.
I hear. I'm saying if these people are not supported, automatically they are not going to make the right thing, and whatever these top managers do will not succeed. Everything starts from the bottom going upward.
It doesn't start from the bottom. Maybe, Sylvia, it is not a guarantee that it starts from the bottom. However, the bottom level is very critical in supporting the upper level decisions. And even if the decisions are made at the top, it is they're only implemented at the lower level to the customer. Thank you very much. Sendagire, Kenneth. Kenneth Sendagire. Kenneth? Kenneth is not on. Tushaba, you have something else? Good evening. How are you, Sendagire?
I'm good. To me, I think we pay more attention to the lower level because we want to ensure the objectives of the firm, of the organization. We want to ensure customer satisfaction. We want to reduce our costs incurred, because if you don't look at the lower level, we are going to make a lot of losses. So we must pay more attention to the lower level in order to minimize our costs.
Thank you. That is good. That is very good. The last one. Thank you, Kenneth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please talk. Who is talking?
Suggesting I usually focus at the operational level. Yes. So we focus at the operational level. This is because at the operational level, I think that they are the surface of the organization. An example of let me look at MOOBs. Whenever we are to, let's assume we have a BBA performing class, and my emphasis will be actually put on the lecturers in terms of actually motivating them, giving them ample space to lecture them, because they know they are the core reason as to why the BBA class is performing. Besides them actually not being motivated, we may end up, I think, having a lesser or actually a down performing class compared actually to other courses. Yeah, that's my point, sir.
Thank you, Cedric.
Yes.
Jingo, Nelly.
Okay.
Nelly, talk to me. Thank you, Cedric. Guys, I hope you're taking note of these things. Yes, Nelly. Thank you. Say that again. Say that again, Nelly. The right feedback. Yeah. Thank you very much. That is also a very good one. Thank you, Nelly. Edida, Maureen.
Sammy had made my submission in the chat. I don't know whether I had seen it.
No, I had not seen it actually, Missy. The Edida is saying it is a decisive level for process efficiency. Edida. Hello, yes, Edida. Explain that. Explain it for others to understand. A decisive level for process efficiency. Help us understand it.
Find the managers at the lower level first make decisions. Like it is going to be taking place in the organization, they have to first make a decision that activity to be efficient. That's how I understand
it. Okay. Thank you, Edita. Stephanie, I don't know if I pronounced your name right. Yes, please talk to me.
Yes, sir. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was saying, what if we say that at the operational level, there are also the intermediary Like they help to maybe solve issues amidst the employees or the workers in an organization. Maybe they are responsible to give appropriate relationships within the organization.
Yeah, we can
I don't
say
know
they
whether
are
it can work.
Stephanie, how about if we say they are the contact people, or it's the contact level of the organization?
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you. That is good. Jimmy, thank you. Jimmy? Jimmy? Jimmy has gone. Edita, you seem to have something more to tell us?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Okay, let me
Sir,
get something.
if I add one more point?
Yeah, it's okay. Is that Catherine?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, Catherine.
So yeah, this level determines the time the organization will last. If this level they are not performing well, the organization, of course, it might have some difficulties in its operations, or it might have some stoppages, financially. Remember, we have the finance and accounting management here. The organization or that business might face financial stress and it might fail. So if this level, we maximize everything, we have good finance reports, we report everything on time and in time, the organization, the business will last longer.
Okay, thank you, Morunji. Do you realize when I talk about an exam question, you think a little faster? Because all of you have submitted and very nice points.
Brains woke up.
The brains just woke up. I like that. Senabulia, you have a submission, Patrick? Patrick Senabulia. I wanted us to continue, but our time is fast spent. Don't you think we need to stop at this? Then we wind up. Maybe what we are going to do is Nelly on? Nelly? Jingo? Okay, what I was suggesting that for this week, we also use the time for the practical so that I finish up with this topic. What is your suggestion? Is it okay?
It is okay.
Okay, we shall communicate, okay? Pardon? We shall communicate, okay? Let me talk to my colleagues and I'll give you feedback through Nelly.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I have a suggestion also.
Yes, Simon.
How about we fix at least in a week or in a week, at least one physical lecture, so that when we're winding up a topic, we wind up in a physical lecture. We do it online, then winding up, we do it physically. How do you see? I'm just suggesting because
let's discuss it with the colleagues, and we shall give you feedback. That is the right answer I can give you. Any other? I want to wind up. My battery is fast running. Kenneth.
I'm done, sir. I'm done.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sir?
Cedric?
Yes. Hello?
Yes, please. Your network is bad.
Yes, hello, sir. Yes.
Please share.
Thank you. I thank you, sir, for the lecture.
You're welcome. Thank you for attending, by the way.
I was holding on that idea that
Cedric, your network is bad and my battery is fast running. But Cedric, please mute. Your network is bad, Cedric. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Cedric. But maybe going forward.
Actually, it favors.
So thank you. Going forward, let me see what we can do about your suggestions, especially for the practical, the physical, then all that kind of thing that you've talked about. But I thank you for being active. Thank you very much for being a live class.
Sir, are you going to share the notes here after?
I'll share them with Nelly, and Nelly will share. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. In fact, let me send them to the WhatsApp so that you can share them very easily. Thank you for attending. Have a good night. Catch you again.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.